Here we go with week 14 of On Top the Cage. 14, that's 2 touchdowns, 2 successful extra points if you're doing the math at home. You might see the chair behind us. We were expecting Mark the Mechanic, who was a very polarizing figure.
His stress boob is out and his beer's here.
Is a nipple like bigger? It's freaking cold out here.
It's freezing.
I think the nipple grew like a half inch. I mean, it's cold. It's got to be 20, 25 degrees, something like that out here. So, but yeah, we're out here doing our thing. I have a shout out right out of the gate. Renee Hawkins from our law office. She helps me out every day. I think she's turning 40 on Sunday. That's not true. I think Renee's maybe 25. But there is your shout out. She was one of my good friends, Shannon. We did a shout out. He used to work at the law firm, no longer does. But she wanted to make sure she got hers in as well. Shannon sent me a Christmas card the other day. Thank you, Shannon, now that you're on the show as well. So, yeah, we were supposed to have Mark here, and I didn't write much of an intro because he has a tendency to hijack the show, and the show just goes wherever Mark takes it at the beginning. But he is not here tonight. So, anyway.
Milking a back injury.
Is that what that's what
he said.
That's what the
Who
excuse
knows?
was?
He could be too drunk and didn't want to Uber over again.
Mark, you're missing out on this ginormous Budweiser beer. He drinks Bud Heavy, which I do not drink. But anyway, how many?
25 fluid ounces, baby.
Holy shit, that's 2 beers and 1 more ounce of backwash, I guess. That's a big-ass beer.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
He's a big-ass dude.
He's a monstrous dude. So, yeah, we're like filling right now. Because I was going to ask Mark about what his Christmas traditions were and things like that.
Eating a steak.
Yeah. What does this Christmas tree look like? Is it a live tree? Is it a fake tree? Does it have like beer cans on it? What's on it?
He decorates for his daughter, so he'll put up a tree. Usually he puts up lights on the outside of his house, too.
Have you been by his house?
I was there, last Saturday. I used his blower. He's got one of those extensions so you can clean out your gutters, so I borrowed it.
Really?
Yeah.
Did it work?
Yeah, it worked awesome.
Did you have to get on a ladder?
Well, I mean, if you had a ranch, no. But since I got,
pitches.
I got to get up
Two-story.
on some of the roofs and get those gutters. But yeah, it works sweet.
I know.
A lot of crap in there. And then I was pissed because it was so damn windy. They're full again.
Oh, yeah. The front tree in our yard finally shed its leaves. I'm about to do something. But we get warm up. Did you see the
I know. It's supposed to be like 60 coming up on, I think, Saturday.
Yeah.
60 and rain. That's
right. Rain. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I got tons of leaves.
I saw the high 62. I mean, it must be 22, 23 degrees out here right now.
Yeah, it's cold now. I'll have the shorts back out Friday.
I know you will. It's been a crazy week for me. I was in Columbus last night, one of our holiday parties. We have multiple offices, so I'm back. Missed everybody here. I think some of them missed me. I don't know.
I'm going to go
let Oakley in. Yeah, Oakley's crying at the door. Katie took 2 of the dogs in. She forgot Oak. He must have been doing whatever he does outside. So, speaking of animals, so I don't know if it was Monday night or whatever it was. I think it was Monday night. I'm like laying on the couch watching the football game, and I'm like,
You weren't out here?
No. Well, Monday, no. That's a night off for me, drinking-wise.
Oh.
Good football game, Buffalo, New England. It was crazy weather.
Wait, you can't sit out here and watch TV without drinking?
Nah, I mean, it's right there. The fridge is right there.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
it's like tempting. It's like the devil on my shoulder, you know?
The fridge?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So, but anyway, I'm like laying on the couch. I'm like, what the fuck? Is there a bird in the house? What the hell's going on? And it's not like necessarily uncommon. We've had raccoons in our rafters and things like that. I'm like, is there a fucking bird around here? And I'm like, Katie, I'm like yelling from the couch. I didn't really want to get up. I was under a
Wait,
blanket.
why did you think there was a bird in the house?
Because there's a fucking bird noise going on.
Like
chirping? Like chirping. Like lots of it and loud. I'm like, what in the hell is going on? I thought somebody had like an app. I didn't know what was going on. So, and then here's what happens.
Clark, this is going Clark Griswold, isn't it?
Katie's in the bedroom, our master bedroom. It's on the same floor, and Gavin's in there as well, one of our sons. And they're all like snickering, laughing. And it turns out that nothing was run by me at all, but Ethan, the exiled producer of the show, got 2 fucking parakeets the other day. Well, not the other day. I went back and looked at my text. It was November 21st. I was like, Gavin said he told you about it. The text that Gavin wrote said, a parakeet says the Bears are going to win. Because it was well, I guess the Sunday before Thanksgiving. I don't know. I'm like, that doesn't mean we bought fucking birds, you know? So, but anyway, like, I was kind of pissed. Like nobody ran this shit by me. And we had more animals
in the house.
2. Well, one of them already perished. One of them already died. So,
was his name Petey?
No, it was named Boyd because speaking of
Lloyd or Boyd?
Boyd, B-O-Y-D.
I mean, you see the Dumb and Dumber things going on here now.
Yeah, but
did he have Scotch tape around his neck?
They're in Ethan's room. I don't go in there.
Wait,
like,
both of them are still?
No, one of them died. One of them's still there.
Isn't there a warranty?
I don't know. I'm glad. Well, that sounds bad. I'm not that disappointed that Boyd passed away at a young age. But
how'd he die?
I don't know. I've heard that these birds don't last that long. I don't know. I mean,
my wife's friend has one, and I think it's 13 years old.
Like big ass thing that talk.
A parakeet.
Those are different than parrots, right? Do parakeets talk or just parrots talk?
Parrots.
Okay, a parakeet's just like a shitty
Parrot's
baby.
a little bird.
It doesn't grow up to talk. It doesn't become a parrot.
No. Yeah, no.
Anyway, like I was kind of pissed about it that nobody ran this by me and things like that. But they're all like snickering and things like that. I don't know. We'll see if the other one lasts. But the one was named Boyd. Katie, I think, named it, so she was clearly in on this ruse. And it happened while I was out here watching football on a Sunday, and I knew that. Well, I didn't know that anything happened, but then I was more mad about it because I'm like, how did they get in the house? Because they didn't go by me. Because everybody, obviously, nobody goes through the front door, right? We live here. You go through the garage door, right?
Yeah.
No, they didn't go through the garage door. They took the fucking cage and the birds up
through
in the front door. Yeah. They purposely deceived me.
This is a plot.
It 100% was.
Hey, well, that's like I found out we were getting a dog. And I don't know if we've told this story before, but we were at a Browns-Steelers game. It was like the last game of the year, so it was January. And I get a text with a picture of the dog.
Right.
And I'm like, not a lot I can do about it now.
Right. The moral of the story, I guess, is sneak the pets in if you really want them. And dad's going to say no. Or husband's going to say no, I guess, is the moral of the story. I don't know. Jeez. But anyway.
So where are the birds at?
They're in Ethan's room. Like I said, I don't go in there. I haven't even seen the birds. I don't know what colors they are, if they're multicolored, one color, whatever color.
Dead, so he's probably
Boy's dead, yeah. Speaking of exile.
What do you do with a dead bird?
Ethan buried it, I guess, in the
buried
back property.
I'd have taken it back to wherever I got it.
Refund. My wife's at the front door right now. She's staying tuned. But anyway, she named it Boyd. Speaking of exile, you want what? Anyway, it was named Boyd. Speaking of exiled, he was exiled from the Dave Matthews Band. That's how he got his name, I'm sure. So, anyway, let's do beer review. That's been kind of a wild intro. We got through. We got something to talk about. That was good. What do we got, Dan?
Winter Warrior from the Brew Kettle.
No, Winter Warmer.
Warmer.
Yeah, that's what I figured. It's cold. It's cold.
Yeah.
But I've never had one of these barrel-aged things.
Barrel aged, so it should have some bourbon in it and a hint of maple, I would assume.
Yeah, it's from the Brew Kettle, which is in Strongsville. I know that. It's kind of a fun can. There's a lot going on. What is that thing in the middle with the horns? That's not a deer. It's like a person, like a devilish.
It's a deer with a huge rack.
That's not. I don't think it's a deer. I think your eyes are failing. Do you have your shades on?
Oh, actually, yeah. When you look at it close, it looks
like an evil person,
freaking alien or something in there with like a.
I agree.
Evil elf.
Maple Bliss barrel aged. There's some mountains, I think, in the back. There's a lot going on.
I don't know. Can. Yeah, that's there's like eyes now. That's weird looking.
Yeah,
now that I'm really
but look at the vintage thing on the back, the opposite side of your can. It's kind of fun too. I gotta do better with my pouring. My pouring was absolutely atrocious last week.
I thought this was the front of the can. I didn't know this satanic shit was on the front here.
It is kind of satanic or alienish looking for sure.
Yeah, there's like a deer. There's an alien.
I'm actually kicking ass on my pour
kind of
right
like
now.
Mexican face mask that a Mexican wrestler wears.
Oh, those are sweet. I had a Bears one. I gave it to my buddy Shane, who I walkie-talkie with on Sundays.
Wait, Shane, the guy that wants to be off the show because they talk about soccer?
Yes, that's the same one.
Screw that dude.
Same one.
U.S. men play on the 18th. I don't know who they're playing, though. I don't know those initials.
Mexican team plays tonight. Dan hangs out afterwards. My wife generally feeds him something. And I was looking for something. There's absolutely nothing on TV, but Mexico plays Chile tonight. I don't know. I'm sure it's on the Telemundo.
Oh, Telemundo, yeah.
I don't think it starts like 10.
Sweet.
Sweet. Yeah, something. Did you try it?
Yeah, it's good.
It's good? You can taste the maple?
No, a little bit of maple. You can taste a little bourbon.
Oh, God.
Bourbon right off the bat.
No shit. Yeah, bourbon. I'm not sure about this. Like, if that's what I want in a beer, but you can 100% taste the bourbon. 10%. Did we mention that?
No. You can really taste the bourbon.
Yeah, a lot. Like, I drink brown on Sundays. As I said, I drink vodka during the week. Yeah, brown Sundays, but I usually mix it with Diet Coke. I'm a big sweet person. This is a straight up bourbon taste in this beer. So, I don't know. We'll do fine with it, I'm sure. Last week, Dan, we talked about the horns coming out last week. The horns are going to sit there in a neutral position. You can turn them on, Danny. But Dan and I both went 7-7 last week. Dan's
There's some
80.
kind of cobweb on here. What's going on? Wait, I thought they flashed.
Well, they do. There's different settings. Dan's 86, 107 and 1. I'm 90, 103 and 1. I'm still 4 above it. That's going to give people like.
Hopefully Shane freaks out.
It is. I did lose the elephant pick, and Dan won his. We picked the same game. It was the Chargers-Cincinnati game where Cincinnati didn't come to play at the beginning of the game and then got all the way back into the game and then lost again. So, I mean, it was a wild kind of roller coaster type game. But I want to say Cincinnati was down 24-0 and made it 24-22. They missed a 2-point conversion and some other things happened. But anyway, Dan won the elephant pick. I'm still not wearing the horns right now because we finished 7-7. Thursday night football. We're on to the slate, right?
Yep.
All right. I like this game. The Pittsburgh Steelers here at 6-5-1. They travel to Minnesota, who's 5-7. Minnesota's a 3-point favorite in this game. Over under is 44.5. Pittsburgh come off that win against Baltimore. Came down the wire, obviously, and John Harbaugh put his entire ball sack out and went for 2.
Yeah.
You know, with no time left on the clock, basically.
I mean, it's the NFC North. I don't know how Baltimore keeps winning. You throw the Steelers in. I don't know how they
didn't win
that
this
game.
time. They should have won.
But
It was a great play. I mean, T.J. Watt saved the game for the Steelers.
yeah.
I mean, he was there. It was a great play, and Mark Andrews was 1,000% open. It should have worked. It didn't. So kudos to T.J. Watt for saving probably the Steelers season. I certainly would think. Minnesota, they come off a bad loss in Detroit. The Lions, way to go. Dan Campbell and crew, your first
finally.
win. So certainly I mean, that's nothing new for Minnesota. They win or lose on the last play of the game, it seems like, often. So
Yeah, they're another one. It's you can't ever tell. This year's been so weird with games.
in the extra game, I don't know if it's the extra game or the NFC being a lot of parity in it. The Lions are not eliminated at 1-10-1 right now.
What?
They're not
From
eliminated.
the playoffs?
They're not eliminated. There is a path for
So
them.
you're telling me the Jets have a chance too?
The only team that's eliminated right now is an AFC team, and it's Houston. The Jets are not eliminated. So there's one team eliminated right now, and we still have 29 left standing, although they're not standing very tall, quite a few of them. So I have a feeling I know where Dan's going on this game. It's
You go first.
Minnesota -3. Here's the deal with this game. I think Minnesota has a better football team than Pittsburgh. I think they have a better balanced team. They have a better offense. Justin Jefferson, emerging star. I think Minnesota should get 3 points for being at home alone. I love this line. I'm a huge fan. I get every fucking Thursday night football game wrong. Play Minnesota. The trend changes this week. I love
Holy
Minnesota on
shit.
this line.
You do suck on Thursday night. That's
I'm
why I was
horrible.
waiting for you to
Yeah, he's
pick.
like pissed. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
But
I
there's
was
no
hoping
way
you're
you're going
gonna
against
take
the
the
Steelers.
Steelers,
There's
but
no way you're taking
I'm
the Steelers.
taking Minnesota as well.
I'm a huge
You're
fan
gonna
of this.
drag me down to the gutter again.
No, this week things are going to change.
This week?
Yes.
All right.
The calendar has changed to December. I had a horrible November last year. I had a horrible November this
Last
year.
Thursday was December 2.
Ah, fuck. I know. We don't have to bring up like facts and shit to mess up stories. I don't like it. I like Minnesota in this game a lot. I would bet it early. I have a feeling this line's going to go to 3.5. obviously that's a big deal betting-wise. So on to the 1 p.m. slate, the big game in the NFC East. I didn't think there was going to be a big game in the NFC East, but the Washington football team's playing really well. And Dallas goes to play Washington. Dallas is 8-4. Washington football team, they currently own the 6th seed in the NFC. They are in the playoffs, haven't started today. They are 6-6. Dallas comes off a win against New Orleans, I believe it was. Dallas is a 4.5-point favorite, by the way, on the road. Over/under on this game's 48.5. Dallas, I mean, they come off that win against New Orleans. I mean, New Orleans is banged up, and they don't have very good quarterback play. But Dallas, I mean, the defense isn't playing like it was.
No.
Elliott's banged up. Pollard, who should be the front running back for sure with Dallas, is banged up a little bit too. I think he's going to play.
Dude, he's got some wheels. Did you see that touchdown he had?
He's a good player. I mean, they just got to.
He was gone.
I completely agree. I mean, as much of a fan favorite that Ezekiel Elliott is, the Dallas Cowboys need to make Troy Pollard the featured back.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I mean, he's got fresh legs. I mean, he runs with authority. He's fast. If he gets past the second line, he's gone. I mean, he's a home run hitter, the whole 9 yards of it. I think he certainly needs to be the featured back. Let's talk about the Washington football team going out to Las Vegas and winning a game, 17-15. And we can talk about Chase Young again. All of a sudden, that defense is playing really well because the Raiders put up friggin' points, and they kept them to 15.
They're playing well because they're playing disciplined defense now. You don't have the big freelancer. That's a problem to me. I mean, it's a glaring issue because he's a good player, but he wants to do what he wants to do, and he's not fitting in with the scheme.
And are you saying, like, gap integrity and you talking things like that?
Yeah, do your job.
Yeah.
If you're supposed to be here, somebody else is supposed to be there. You know, when I see him standing up and running all over the field, I'm like, what the hell? I complained about it last year, this year. No, that's an issue that Washington needs to correct if he's freelancing, because they do look like a different team without him.
Dan's coached defensive line, and there's something to be said about gap integrity. I mean, the easiest way the quarterback isn't 2 rotations over past the guard. You got to keep your space and, guard against, what might be coming on the backside of a play, if it's a trick play or whatever the situation is. So I don't know I don't really care for Jack Del Rio, who's still the defensive coordinator at Washington, but that team's playing good football right now. Heineke's playing pretty well. The Washington football team is winners of 4 in a row. Dallas minus 4.5 in this game. You want to go? Want me to go? I know who I'm picking.
I'm going with Washington.
So am I. I like this line. I think it's big enough. I think this is a close game. I like the idea of it being a 3 or 4 point game. Either way, I mean, I can see Washington really tightening this thing up. I mean, that would be a monster win. I don't think they've played already this year. I think there's another game left in Dallas for these two teams. But if Washington win this game and go to 7-6 and Dallas 8-5, who knows? That game that gets played in Dallas could come down to, and completely flip the scenario in regards to seeds. I mean, right now Dallas probably holds the 3 seed or 4 seed, probably the 3 seed in the NFC as it stands. Dan and I are both on the Washington football team. What do you think their name's going to be next year? They're gonna name that team.
I like the Washington football team Redskins.
I like Senators.
Senators?
I know, it used to be an old baseball team
here.
for them. But anyway, or Cap.
What about the Bullets?
Yeah, that used to be the Boston Bullets. Yeah. Did they make them change that just because of like shooting and shit?
Well, I think it had something to do with society.
Yeah, there's a lot of overcorrection, and Dan and I are on the same page in regards to too many overcorrections.
But that's a sweet name, the Bullets.
It is. The logo was sweet too. I remember it was 2 hands, I feel like, and it was like touching a basketball. I don't think it had anything to do with like shooting and anything like that. I don't know. Hell, I don't know. Anyway, I don't know why I went down that path even. The next game up on the board is another division game. The Jackson.
Is there even a basketball team still in Washington?
Yeah, Wizards.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, the Wizards. That's not near as fun as Bullets.
Well, that's the same thing as a senator.
Wizard?
Yeah.
Yeah, they can carry multiple
crotchety
faces.
Old man that doesn't do shit and has a pile of gold.
Yeah, they could certainly be a wizard and change faces in a hurry depending on who wants to throw them money. Anyway, this is getting a little political, probably more than the show wants or I want.
It's not political. It's the truth.
I hear you. The Jacksonville Jaguars. Once again, this is AFC division game. They are 2-10, not eliminated from the playoffs. Playing the Tennessee Titans. The Titans are 8-4 and still have the lead in that AFC South. I think it is.
Yeah.
Tennessee's a big number here. They're -9 in this
huge.
game. I mean, Jacksonville, their offense is fucking horrible. I mean, horrible. I mean, they come off a loss against the Rams. I mean, that's what the Rams needed. The Rams had come off a few losses in a row, or at least 2 losses, maybe 3 losses in a row. I mean, there's nothing like a cure like Jacksonville coming to town who can't freaking score. They just can't score. There's nobody. I mean, I'm not going to put this all on Trevor Lawrence's shoulders. And
I feel bad. I feel bad for Miles Jack. I love that dude.
You too. Dan's always been a huge fan of the linebacker for Jacksonville. I don't know if he'll get out of that mess or not.
God, I would love to have him on the Browns.
I think Trevor Lawrence is still going to be a good quarterback in this league, but he doesn't have weaponry around him at all. Tennessee, I mean, they're off bye. They need to fix this run game thing and that enormous void that happened when Derrick Henry went out. Maybe he's back for the playoffs. Nobody knows. But, I mean, they tried Adrian Peterson. They let him go.
Yeah, they let him go.
Peterson caught on with the Seahawks, I think.
Yeah.
But there's a huge void. I mean, are they going to cover this really big number against a shitty Jacksonville team? I refuse to take Jacksonville anymore. I've tried them a couple times. I'm not. I'm going to go with the Titans -9.
I'm with you.
They're all bye. Vrabel knows everything's important and seeding's important, and I'm sure he's hoping like heck that that Derrick Henry can fight through this injury and be there for the playoff time, things like that, because they're going to be in it. Whether or not Indy has any chance of catching them, maybe, who's playing pretty good football right now. But we're both on the Titans -9. All right. The Seattle Seahawks, we talked about them briefly already. They're 7.5-point favorites going to play Houston, another horrible freaking football team. Seattle doesn't have a very good record themselves. They're 4-8. Houston, like I said, they're traveling down there. Houston's 2-10 on the year. Seattle's a 7.5-point favorite. Over/under on this game is low. It's 42. Seattle comes off a big win though against San Francisco, where the offense got going again.
Yeah, there's some tension there in Seattle. I mean, if you listen to the pundits on national media, Pete Carroll's out, Russell Wilson's going to be traded, it's not going to work anymore. I kind of think that's a little bullshit. I mean, there's some injuries. Did he come back too early? I don't know. Maybe. I'm wasn't there. But Seattle's going to crush Houston because Houston is a friggin' mess. I mean, they're talking now if what's his name, Cutcliffe is going to be the coach. Tyrod Taylor.
Tyrod Taylor sucked lately, and Davis Mills is going to play. I think
he's
going to
play. Yeah.
That's what makes me nervous about this line, though, because maybe Davis Mills comes out and balls out. I mean,
balls out with who?
But hold on a second. Wasn't Davis Mills the quarterback when Houston played in Cleveland and he lit up your defense?
Yeah.
It was Davis Mills, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because Tyrod Taylor, I think Tyrod started the game and got hurt like the first second play of the game or something crazy. Is that right? Maybe or did Davis Mills just start from the game?
No, he came out in the second half. Tyrod Taylor started.
And Mills lit him up in the second half?
Yeah, and he got a hamstring injury. But that was when our defense wasn't. Everybody was still
It's a long time ago. That was like
early.
week 2. I know.
I mean, if that's an excuse.
A lot of things have changed. I mean, for sure.
A lot of change. Yeah, not for Houston, though.
Jamal Adams, the star safety for Seattle, is done for the season.
That sucks.
It's a bad injury. You know what? Now that we're just kind of wasting time. Well, I'm wasting time. But how bad do you think Seattle regrets not trading Russell Wilson to the Chicago Bears for 3 first-round picks and players right now? Because that team's going nowhere.
Well, but
dude, can you imagine having 3? The Bears get not stuck with Russell Wilson, but the Bears have Russell Wilson, who's got a few years left in him, maybe before decline, if that. And they have 3 first-round picks, which the Bear pick right now would, well, obviously if Russell Wilson was playing there, it might be different. But I mean, right now it's number 6. They don't have.
The Seahawks haven't picked in the first round for how many years?
Yeah, they trade like crazy.
They're day 2 or day 3. Yeah, I mean that's. So, I don't know. I mean, in hindsight, yeah, that looks stupid.
I'm taking Davis Mills and the Houston Texans getting 7.5. I can't believe I'm
Get the
doing
hell
it.
out of here. I'm going with Seattle.
I mean, I know you are. You said it already. I mean, Houston got shut out last week against Indianapolis. I mean, shut out. There is a quarterback change. It's simply that. I don't know. I mean, Seattle couldn't score on anybody until last week. Like, the only team they can beat is San Francisco. It's stupid. Like, they beat San Francisco like a drum and lose to everybody else. I have no idea how that happens. What'd you say?
Mark, what do you think? Oh, sorry, he's not here.
Mark pitching it around. I think SoFi Stadium's a beautiful fucking place.
Yeah.
What else did he say? I know he's gonna come back. We'll get him back here. I don't know what happened, but we need a firm. He has an open invitation. With that being said, we need him firm here.
That means I'll have to go pick his ass up.
Did you drove him home last time, right?
I did drive him home.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could not have an Uber guy put up with that shit.
That was awesome.
No fucking way.
It was awesome. He came here pretty lit up and fired back a few Budweiser tall boys.
Oh my God, we're on Arlington. He's like, "Hey, where are we at?" I'm like, "What? What? You're that drunk that you don't know where we are?"
Allegedly, may have taken a couple whacks. We'll see.
Jeez.
In any event, I'm on the Houston Texans getting 7.5. Dan's on Seattle giving it. Is that the first game we disagreed on? Yeah. All right, very good. I want to recall stuff like this because I always have to play the show back and figure out the records. I know. I'm not going to do it. Next game on the board, another important game. It's the Las Vegas Raiders, who are 6-6, traveling to Kansas City in division. This is the exact same. This is the exact same game as the Dallas traveling to Washington game because Las Vegas is 6-6, Kansas City's 8-4. It's a huge game for them to get in this, try to win the division, and I don't know. Kansas City's playing better, but Kansas City's a huge favorite in this game. They're 9.5-point
that's crazy.
favorites. The over/under is 48.5. Las Vegas comes off it's not a bad loss. The Washington football team's playing well. They lost at home to the Washington football team, but the reason why I say it's bad is because they only put up 15 points. They are certainly missing Darren Waller. I'm not positive he's going to play this upcoming week, but he's a big part of that offense. I mean, they put up points regularly, and they got absolutely shut down. I mean, Kansas City's defense is playing a lot better, too. All of a sudden, the Kansas City defense is good, and the offense is like pedestrian.
That's why I'm like 9.5.
Kansas City comes off their win against Denver. It was a 22-9 win on Sunday night. I was expecting a lot more fireworks than that. I know Denver has a pretty good defense, but still, I mean, the offense of Kansas City isn't the juggernaut it was that we talked about last year by any means.
Not at all.
9.5 is a big number.
I'm taking the Raiders.
Me too.
I mean, what was it? Last year when Vegas won there and they drove the bus around the stadium?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. They might remember that. I mean, Karma's a mother trucker. It really is.
They might get to drive it around again.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah.
If it's not 9.5, they can drive it around as far as I'm concerned.
And the NFL is so hard to predict. Dan mentioned it last week. I mean, it was when we were bantering back and forth about the Cincinnati Charger game, and he's like, yeah, Cincinnati's been playing great. Now it's time for them to lose. Like, this is the shit that happens in the National Football League, and the Raiders all of a sudden put up a complete clunker in regards to offense. Who knows?
Crazy.
Maybe they come out and put 30 points up on Kansas City.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to predict these games. I mean, you see these records like, hey, we're going to tune out to that. Those guys don't know how to pick games. I'm telling you, like almost every national pundit, expert, if you will, quote unquote, is under 500 on the year because it's been a wild roller coaster ride of teams playing well, not playing well. You know, it's very difficult to predict what's going to happen week in, week out. Dan and I are both on the Raiders. Getting 9.5?
Yeah.
All right.
We're both over 500, aren't we?
For the year? No, dude.
What do you mean no?
You're 86, 107 and 1. I'm 90, 103 and 1. I'm 14 under. You are.
It's 500.
Well, you're 400. You're 4 games behind me. Anyway, it's 500. How's your bliss going? Your maple bliss.
It's good. I might have to open this Budweiser though to chase it.
I'm sure it's well.
Stressed it.
Yeah, it's cold. It's cold.
It's cold. Hell yeah.
It's cold.
It's cold because Mark's not here holding on to it, giving us his wisdom.
Mark sucks, and I got to go see Mark too. I'm gonna MF him. One of the boys' cars. I mean, we had 2 boys turn 16 this spring in May and June. We have like this Brady Bunch family, and you probably heard me tell this, but Kay's natural born boy and my natural born boy, Gavin and Keaton, are like 32 days apart. In any event, I've
16 at the same time.
I had to send Keaton's car already in to Mark for brakes, and now we have an oil. Well, Gavin went to get his oil changed yesterday or today, and there's
Wait, let's clarify what kind of car this is.
It's a 2008
Mazda
Infinity.
It's an Infinity?
Yeah, it had like
Okay.
It was driven by a grandma. I thought it had like 55,000 miles on it. Don't get me wrong, 2008 is a long freaking time ago, 13 years ago. So I thought it was driven by like some old grandma. It's going to be good, and things like that. And well, it certainly has been good so far. With that being said, he tried to go get an oil change, and the people at Valvoline, which is like the knockoff place wherever you go, like that costs like $40.
10-minute oil change.
Yeah, that place. They're like, we can't even get the damn oil pan off or the thing to drain it
They
because
can't get the oil plug out because it's rusted.
So Mark, sober up. We'll be there bright and
So
early in
that
the morning.
means the oil's probably never been changed. How does an oil plug rust? I mean, oil prevents rust.
Dan's going to
So
talk
how
about...
does the plug get fucking rusted?
I don't know. Dan's going to talk about cars, and I hate that stuff because I know nothing about it. I hate it when I know nothing about subjects. It drives me crazy because knowledge is king. And if I take a vehicle to a mechanic, they could butt rate me. I mean, I have no idea. They could say, like, you need this, and it costs like $1,500, when really I only needed like a part that costs like $60. I mean, I wouldn't have any idea. I know nothing about cars. I've changed a tire like twice in my life. That's as far as it goes. I mean, I could put windshield washer fluid in.
Yeah.
What do? You don't do shit on your cars besides wash them.
The fuck?
You don't change the oil.
No, but I take it over and watch Mark do it.
Dan's like, I learned vicariously.
Yeah.
All right. What game are we on? We're on
New Orleans against the
we
Jets.
Are. Oh
Woo!
That's a horrible game too. The New Orleans Saints, who are 5-7.
Man, if you live in New York, look out.
They go to the Meadowlands to play the New York Jets. The Jets are 3-9. Of course, the Jets aren't eliminated. 3-9. They got 3 wins.
Screw the Jets. They're awful.
The Saints are 5.5-point favorites in
I'm
this
going
game.
with the Saints. The Jets suck.
The over/under is 43.5.
All the COVID. Cameron Jordan's not playing because of the COVID. Screw it. They'll still beat the Jets.
New Orleans comes off a loss against Dallas. They are really banged up. I think they're going to get Alvin Kamara back, which is a big part of it. It's a big part of it. Dude, I bet on it. I not bet.
Wait, you bet on something?
No, well, I do. But anyway, on this podcast, I picked the Jets multiple weeks, and I've lost every freaking time.
Screw that.
I got to win at some point in time.
Okay, take it
Anyway,
away.
Taysom Hill, hold on. The Saints are losers of 5 in a row.
I know. And they're playing the Jets. Thank God.
Jets lost to Philly. This is about just getting Wilson like reps and playing time and things like that. I think he's going to be an okay quarterback as well. That what the hell's his name? The wide receiver they drafted out of Ole Miss in the second round. Maybe Eli Moore. I probably messed that name up. Maybe the winter bliss is getting to me. I'm on the Jets. I'm going to take the points. I mean, these are 2 lousy teams. A team that is lost 5 games.
Wait.
The team that's lost 5 games in a row on the road, giving 5.5 points.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, the other argument, the flip side of the coin is they're 5-7 and 1 game out of, playoff contention. They have a shit pot full to play for. They have a shit pot full to play for. They do. I'm starting to argue against myself right now.
I think my Pee Wee team would cover the number that we got against the Jets.
Maybe the Jets lost against Philly. How about that? Philly's not on the board. They're one of the 4 teams on bye this week. And how about that Gardner Minshew thing, though?
That was fantastic.
He came in and played quarterback. Jalen Hurts. I'm not so sure that Gardner Minshew shouldn't be the starting quarterback in Philadelphia. I hope my buddy Bill Dean's still watching. I hope nobody just acquired
Stroked out.
epilepsy or anything. I don't know. Like, that's a lot going on probably right there on the camera. I didn't notice it because it's in front of us and not behind us. But anyway, I'm not so sure Gardner Minshew shouldn't be the starting quarterback of that football team right now. I mean, I don't know what Philadelphia's record is. They're not on the board, but I mean, they're probably one game out of the playoffs right now. I mean, that team went up and down the field with Minshew. And what I was really mentioning earlier was the reaction. I sent it to Dan. It was a Twitter thing. Him and his dad was just. Dan and I both have sons, and it was an awesome back and forth interaction after the game in the players' parking lot between Gardner Minshew's dad and him. And I mean, they were fist bumping, they were chest pushing and things like that. They were all over each other at one point in time. But this sounds a little bit weird, but the sweetest thing about it is at one point in time.
Sweetest.
Yeah. Did you see at the very end of the video, Gardner Minshew literally put his head on his dad's shoulder. He fucking loves his dad.
I was done.
He fucking loves his dad.
I was done watching Rico by that time.
Yeah, I hear you. I mean, he loves his dad. It's awesome. I mean, that's what we all live for, type of thing, I guess. But anyway, I'm on the Jets. I'm taking the points. You on New Orleans still?
Yeah.
I didn't convince you otherwise with the Gardner Minshew sob story.
No.
No,
I don't know how that would change. You're talking about the Eagles.
The Eagles, I know. That's where my buddy Bill Dean. I didn't know my buddy Bill Dean watched the show. He watches the show. So Gardner Minshew should be the starter, Bill. Let me know. Hit me back. All right, next game on the board.
This is a disaster.
Why there's a lot of in-division games. Atlanta and Carolina play this game. It's not a disaster. It's a very important game. I mean, I'm not saying the teams are good, but it's an extremely important game. Both these teams are 5-7. Atlanta travels to Carolina. Once again, both 5-7. Carolina's been installed as a 3-point favorite. Over/under on this game is 42.5. Atlanta comes off that loss against Tampa Bay, where they were kind of in the game.
Kinda.
And back and forth, and they can score points. But I don't know how they score points because their offensive line is fucking horrible. Their offensive line sucks. And Matt Ryan is not mobile.
No, he's all.
No. We'll talk about Teddy. We'll save Teddy for the end of the college football stuff.
Well, that's
We're
fine.
still in a feud.
We saved Teddy, but I'm going with Carolina because I think it's going to be raining on Sunday, and they're at Carolina, and Matt Ryan's good for 2 turnovers.
Okay. Carolina's -3 in this game. They come off bye. They're rested. McCaffrey's down for the season.
Yeah,
we know that.
That's a waste.
They fired their offensive coordinator, Joe Brady. You like Joe Brady, though.
Yeah, well.
Should he get a college job? I mean, there's a lot
they
going
fired
on in college jobs.
I'm glad they got rid of him now so he can get a college job. He's better at college.
I can't believe Oklahoma went with.
Why would
that team has been an offensive juggernaut forever?
I know.
Why would you go with a defensive coach?
I don't know. Maybe because they're going to the SEC and they need to start playing defense.
Brett Venables, the highest paid defensive coordinator.
We'll see if Herb Street moves his kids now to Oklahoma.
That's funny. Dan's talking about the money move. Anyway, we might talk about that a little bit. The coaching changes that happened because it was a wild week in college football. But
Cha-ching!
We have no games up on the board to pick. But bowl week starts.
Wait, Army Navy.
Oh shit! I can't believe I missed that.
What the hell? You unpatriotic son of a bitch.
That's bullshit. That's a lie. I forgot is what happened.
Okay.
Bring that back up because
I
love the pageantry of Army Navy, but we'll talk about. I can't. I'm upset with myself right now. They just brought that up out of nowhere. Carolina's -3 in this game. Jeez, I don't know.
Carolina.
Who's playing? Cam's playing quarterback. Taking the Falcons.
All right. Teddy
You're
should
still
be
on my
happy.
shit list, Teddy. I'm taking the Falcons. You're still on my shit list. By the way, I'm looking for belts. Boxing championship belts. It's going to happen. It's going to go down. Teddy and I are still in a feud. We're in a text feud. We're going to get to the college football play. I can't believe I'm taking Atlanta's game. I'm taking Atlanta getting the 3 points. I think it's a field goal game either way. Next game on the board, an incredibly important game. It is Dan's football team at home against the the team that stole their team, the Baltimore Ravens.
The Baltimore Ratbirds.
The Ratbirds. The Ratbirds are 8-4. This is one of these games.
Dick.
These are one of these games again, just like that Dallas-Washington game, just like that Las Vegas-Kansas City game. Exact same game here. Baltimore has control of the division 8-4. The Browns are a really good football team who aren't
It's like the last time
well,
they
who
played.
are 6-6. The Browns have been installed as 2.5-point favorites in this game. The over/under is 42.5.
How are the Browns favorite? I mean, seriously, when you think about it.
I think they're going to win. I'm going to declare early, but I want to talk about what's going to happen here. I mean, the Baltimore comes off this loss against Pittsburgh, and that was a crazy game.
Well, they've won. Baltimore squeaked by winning, and no, everybody's scratching their head. How the hell are they winning these games? And finally, it caught up with them, and they lost.
Finally, well, they lost in Miami quite a few weeks ago. They got a bullshit outcome against the team, and then they got a bullshit outcome against the Bears.
Yeah.
And then they should have won the game in Pittsburgh, and it was a great play call. I don't know if that's.
Why should they have won?
It was a great play call. T.J. Watt, that guy's got to take out T.J. Watt's legs on that play and cut him down. He's got to cut him a little bit. I mean, you're allowed to cut inside a tackle box, and he was inside a tackle box. They got to cut him on that play because you know exactly where the ball's going. It's got depending on how well Pittsburgh.
Quarterback knows where the ball's going too, throwing a more accurate pass.
The pass, yeah, I hear what you're saying, but meanwhile, you know what's going on. And either the cornerback is covering it fairly well, or you can zip the pass and throw it low. So you cut the dude to allow the quarterback to have put more velocity on the ball. I mean, there was like 3 people that really had to do their job on that play.
The NFL's catching up with Mudbud.
So, Mudbud. I like it. Cleveland's coming off bye. We talked about the Baltimore winning or loss in Pittsburgh at the end of the game, where it could have went to overtime, and they rolled the dice and it came up snake eyes. Cleveland, let's talk about this team. I mean, there was a lot of talk this week about Chubb and Hunt being in the backfield together. Maybe one.
I mean,
maybe one of them should play quarterback.
They've never been. I've never seen them on the field at the same time. And
no. But Chubb at quarterback and Hunt in the backfield.
You might see that this weekend because our tight ends are depleted.
Oh, and Njoku. Yeah. What happened to Njoku?
He's on the COVID list. And then Harrison Bryant has a high ankle sprain.
Yeah,
so
Hooper.
The only tight end we got is Hooper. So
you got Jarvis. You got to give the Donovan Peoples-Jones what they want. Why was Rashad Higgins inactive the other week? I saw that.
He had caught a pass. I don't know what the hell his deal is. I've
like
always
that
been
dude.
a fan of that guy.
I like that guy too.
I don't know.
Browns are going to win this game. They're going to win this game.
We're struggling on offense, and Stefanski needs to fix his shit. In this game, he's coming out, and his shit better be fixed, and I'm going with Cleveland.
Me too.
We have to win it.
Dan's going to pick Cleveland. I think Dan's going to pick Cleveland because he's going to pick Cleveland. But I'm going to pick Cleveland because I believe.
2.5 at home?
I want to see
the Redbirds?
Yeah, they're going to win. I mean, Baltimore's not scaring anybody.
No.
They probably should have won the game in Pittsburgh. It came down to the last play of the game. They lost. It's not like Pittsburgh is some great football team by any means.
They blow too.
They're a very average football team. And right now the Browns are. But don't let that fucking team in the playoffs because look out. Because things change on a flip of a switch. Did I say that right?
The defense has to show up. If the Browns defense shows up, we got a chance.
Don't let that team in the playoffs because that running game.
Who, us?
Yeah, you. Let's talk about this offensive line.
Yeah,
Conklin's out.
Conklin's out. That hurts. That's bad.
Who's the backup? Is he okay? Is he serviceable?
Blake Hance, no.
Has he been okay?
He's like the third because Hubbard.
Has he been okay though?
No, he hasn't.
Played poorly?
When he played, no. That's when we had issues. And he's playing right tackle. That's not even his spot. Last year he played left guard and left tackle. Now they threw him in over at right tackle. No, he's not. That's not his spot.
I keep on pumping this Cleveland football team because I want to see them in the playoffs because I know that running game. We watched Tennessee do it in the past.
Yeah,
I agree. This is a crappy football team, but meanwhile, it's winter, it's cold. It's let's put our dudes in front and just snowplow people over, and they do it road grade people. I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting for Cleveland to make it in the playoffs and do what Tennessee has done in the past. I think
I'd love to see it.
I think that's their thing. All right, we're on the 4 o'clock slate. It's taking forever. I guarantee we're running over.
I know. I got to pee.
Really? All right. You're not missing much in this game. The New York Giants, they go all the way across the country to SoFi Stadium. Does Mark know anything about SoFi Stadium? Yeah, he was there. I've heard that he was there. The New York Giants are 4-8. They go to play the Los Angeles Chargers, who are 7-5. Chargers are a big favorite. They're 10.5-point favorites in this game. The Giants come off a loss against Miami. They were kind of in the game. Daniel Jones didn't play. Mike Glenn played. I don't think Mike Glenn's going to be the quarterback for the Giants this week. I think it's Jake Fromm who's going to make his first start. He is out of Georgia. Woohoo, Teddy. I got something for you coming up. That's my nice part of the program for you. The Chargers, I mean, they play roller coaster games like they always do. They won the game in Cincinnati. They were out 24-0 lead. It ended up being 24-22. Cincinnati had a chance to tie the game with a 2-point conversion. It didn't happen. And they got a turnover later, and they kind of won the game. But they play some wild games, crazy back and forth games. The defense made some plays at the end. They have COVID concerns, though. The Chargers do. They're missing their wide receivers. Dan, can you hear me? Yeah. I mean, the Chargers have significant COVID concerns with their wide receiver core. Keenan Allen is 100% out. Mike Williams, who is their other wide receiver, main wide receiver, is close contact and probably is not going to play. I mean, it's a big number, but, I mean, Jake Fromm, rookie quarterback, there's no way. I'm going to lay the boatload at 10.5 with the Chargers in this game. They have a ton to play for. They're 7-5.
I'm taking the Giants on this one. 10.5. No.
Did you hear me? That Jake Fromm probably going to make his first start because Mike Lennon, once again, longest neck in the National Football League, very giraffe-like.
Yeah. Fromm is better than Glennon. Fromm should have started before. I mean that.
He's never played.
That's fine.
The last time you saw him play, he was playing like Ole Miss at Georgia.
He's got a chip on his shoulder. That prima donna from Georgia, Teddy School, thought he was the greatest.
Teddy School. Teddy didn't go there. He acts like he did.
Well, but still, he's a prima donna coming out of there. Remember the draft party? Well, he's got something to prove. With the Chargers, again, AFC hit or miss. They come out and look like shit.
Their defense.
They looked good last week, so now it's time for them to look like shit.
Well, the Chargers have so many Notre Dame guys on defense. I'm playing them. I like the Chargers minus 10.5. You're really on the G-men getting the points?
Yeah, I'm taking them.
I don't blame you. It's a big number. I mean, the National Football League's crazy. So, next game on the board, Detroit plays out at Denver.
Those G-men are happy they're out of New York City.
And yeah. Going to Los Angeles, get some warm weather.
Get the hell out. Well, warm weather or just getting out of the Thug City in New York City.
Thug City?
What the hell? Some homeless guy just lit a Christmas tree on fire. Didn't you see that?
Oh, right outside the Fox building, right?
Yeah. What the hell?
I did see that. Did he do it right? Like, did the whole thing just go right up?
Fuck, a 50-foot Christmas tree outside. Yeah,
well, I know, but you can light it from the bottom. How the fuck you can get to the top? You got to throw gasoline on the top and somehow to make it go.
The freaking thing is scorched.
Did you see it? I heard
saw
about
pictures.
You saw it? Yeah. He did a good job.
It's gone.
Like,
there's a little chunk of little greenery and some bulbs left on one side.
Remember that guy from Alabama that torched Auburn's sacred tree
outside the drugstore. Well, he put shit in the ground.
Yeah,
he killed the trees.
Wildly premeditated.
Well, that was.
I'm gonna fuck up your tree.
Well, that's a little different. This is a
I don't
homeless
think this guy thought it out as much.
And again, we're not trying to make this political. It's a homeless guy, so I'm sure he's not following politics because he's homeless. He just saw a huge fucking fake Christmas tree and wanted to light it on fire.
Warm himself up. He's probably fucking cold.
Yeah.
Give the guy a break, Dan.
He probably freaking had to run 4 blocks because that fucking
Detroit
was hot.
to Denver. Detroit, congratulations. Dan Campbell and the Detroit Lions, Jared Goff, the whole 9 yards of that show. They won a football game on the very last play of the game. I was excited for them. I sent Dan a text. I'm like, holy shit. Detroit just won on the last play of the game. I don't know if you were watching or not.
I had it on, but I was busy cooking when you sent it to me.
What were you cooking?
Sunday? What was Sunday? Gabagoo pasta and my homemade cheesy monkey bread. I sent you a picture.
You did. Wait, it was one thing, though.
No, there was 2.
There was a big,
in the cast iron.
Like a bread bowl looking thing.
Yeah, that was my pull-apart cheesy bread. in the cast iron.
Oh, I thought there was some shit in the middle of the cheesy bread.
No, it was cheesy bread.
Okay, fine. What's
And
this
then
gabagoo
pasta?
What the hell's gabagoo pasta?
It's
Can you please let the dogs out?
hot
Before they break the door down?
capicola, Italian sausage, a cream sauce, and noodles.
You say hot Italian sausage?
No, hot capicola.
Ah. Wait,
Fantastic.
who ate it? You're like empty nester. Just you and Tammy?
We
Tammy's
ate it,
wife.
and we had to have to-go boxes for, Uber Eats Tyler.
Oh, yeah, no
Yeah.
shit. I know, right? They come by like, yes, I'll take
Yeah.
that. Wait, was that a new thing? Was that like
No,
fresh and minted, or have you made that before?
actually, Tyler saw it online and saw the recipe, saw somebody make it, and showed it to me, and I'm like, yeah, I can do
Oh,
that.
so it was the initial run for it.
No, we've made it a couple
Oh,
times.
okay.
Couple
That's good.
times. And he requested it, and then it's like, oh, I can't come over.
As tough as Dan and I come off, on this show, I suppose we have a tendency to send food pictures to each other. But that'll happen.
Well,
So,
it's good food pictures.
yeah, no
What the
shit,
hell?
right? Like grilling pictures and things like that. I don't send like, when we make, I don't know, what we
Yeah,
make.
salad?
Stupid. Yeah, like the low end nights. But anyway, back to the games.
There's no low end night.
No, never. Detroit 1-10-1 out of Denver. Denver 6-6. They're in the mix. Denver's a huge favorite in this game. I mean, 8 points. The
That's
over-under's low,
crazy.
42, which makes me nervous about taking a team when the over-under is that low, not expecting a lot of points. Denver comes off their loss against Kansas City. Their quarterback play sucks in Denver. It sucks. I mean, their defense is good. Teddy Bridgewater sucks. And they have weapons. I mean, they have Jerry Jeudy back. They have Cortland Sutton. They have that running back out of North Carolina. I think his name's Michael Williams. There was like multiple Michael Williams drafted this year. One of them went on the Jets. One of them went on the Broncos. He ran the ball with authority. I like the way he runs. I watched part of that game. But, I mean, they're 8-point favorites. The over-under is 42 in this game. What's going to happen?
I'm taking Detroit. I don't like the 8. Detroit keeps games close. Have they been blown out?
Yes.
When?
Multiple times. But, yeah.
Multiple?
Yeah, because I mean, it's just the way the National Football League has gone. We talked about it a couple times during the show already. Like they look fine and they're in the game. They're completely playing next week. Remember the game against Philadelphia where they got just absolutely destroyed?
Yeah.
And there's been a couple of those.
I'm taking Detroit. Screw Denver. They suck.
I'm not. I'm taking the Denver Broncos.
Probably
I'm gonna
kick some ass.
I'm gonna give the whole thing with Denver. It's based upon. They're in the mix of this thing. They're 6-6. They're completely in the mix of this thing. Their defense is good. There's altitude issues. There's the whole 9 yards of it. I think there's a significant home field advantage whenever Denver plays at home. When teams don't go out there regularly, and certainly, I mean, teams like Kansas City and Vegas and people in the division and teams out west, they play the regular. Detroit. Last time they probably played in Denver is probably 8 years ago. I mean, they have no idea. I mean, but anyway, I mean, it's an argument, I guess, if you will. I'm going to lay the 8 points with Denver on this game. A very fun game on the board next, I think, and an intriguing game. And it's between conferences. It's the San Francisco 49ers playing the Cincinnati Bengals.
4:00 game on Sunday.
Yeah, I'm going to watch this game. Currently, San Francisco is the 7th seed. They're clinging to the 7th seed in this game, or in this in the wild card race. Cincinnati is a very short line favorite, at 1 point favorite. The over-under on this game is 47.5. San Francisco comes off that loss against Seattle, which was kind of a wild game. I don't know how much you saw that, but there was big plays upon big plays made in that game. San Francisco's certainly missing Deebo Samuel. I don't think he's back again this week with his hamstring. I mean, he's a dude who runs the ball in the backfield 8 to 10 times, catches like 5 to 6 passes. I mean, he's like the Cordell Patterson from the Falcons. I mean, he's a huge part of that. I think he's out again. I mean, but here's the thing.
How
Cincinnati,
many weeks is that?
This is the second week that he'd be gone. I think it's a 3-week injury, frankly.
Did they put him on IR?
No, they did not. So he's eligible. They did not. I don't think they put him on IR. I think it's a good point. That mini IR thing is kind of new to us this year.
3 weeks or whatever.
Cincinnati, they come up. We talked about that Cincinnati game against the Chargers already, where they were down huge and fought their whole way back. Burrow's got a hand injury. I mean, their offensive line, once again, I mean, they drafted Jamar Chase, which is great, but Their offensive
the
line
center was out, and I think the right tackle was out.
Burrow's starting to get really beat up.
Yeah.
I mean, which is very concerning because he's the franchise. It's not Jamar Chase. It's Joe Burrow, who is the franchise of the Cincinnati Bengals.
Mixon gets frustrated.
Cincinnati -1. San Francisco, a long way to go across the road. I mean, maybe this is a Joey Bosa game where he just dominates the game and causes problems. Maybe it's Cincinnati. I mean, I love Mixon running the ball. He's such a physical runner.
Was going to hit me.
Oh, I probably banged the table. What do you like in this game? I don't know.
I'm going San Francisco.
I would never bet this game. I'm going to lay it with Cincinnati.
I'm having flashbacks of a Super Bowl from like 92.
Yes.
90. No, not 92.
That's funny. I referenced a lot.
88, 89.
I messed it up when I thought about it later. Last week, I referenced that really cold game between the Los Angeles Chargers and the City. But meanwhile, I said the
it was Cincinnati and the San Diego
Chargers. It was Dan
Chargers,
Fouts and John Jefferson and Kellen Winslow and those crew. They went to Cincinnati, but it wasn't Kenny Anderson who was the quarterback.
No,
it was Boomer.
Boomer Esiason,
Yeah.
and
but
it was
the game you're talking about right now with San Francisco is Joe Montana, and it is, I think, possibly Kenny Anderson.
It's a Super Bowl. No, it was still Boomer.
Still Boomer?
Yeah. Yeah,
but it was Montana.
Because they had that tackle. What the hell was that tackle's name that broke his leg? Broke his ankle
Munoz?
in that game. No.
For Cincinnati or for San Francisco?
Tackle.
For who? Was
Cincinnati.
I don't remember that. I remember who caught the big ball, and he was a nondescript wide receiver. I mean, he was a good receiver for San Francisco. Do you remember his name? John Taylor.
Yeah.
John Taylor caught the big ball. It wasn't Jerry Rice who caught the ball. It wasn't, well, was that Jerry Rice? Was that Dwight Clark time? I mean, I don't know. I mean,
that might have been to get him to the game.
I tell you what, the Maple Bliss might be getting the best of me, but that's a lot to recall.
San Francisco? The hell is that guy's name? It's something with a K, I think.
Defensive tackle for was
Cincinnati. Broke his
Runyon?
ankle.
No,
it was the defensive guy. They carted his ass off the field. I remember watching it in my college dorm on a black and white TV.
Are you on the 49ers or the Bengals?
I'm on the 49ers.
I'm going with Dan's theory about bounce back. One game is enough bounce back for me. I love mixing in the running game with Cincinnati. I'm going with the Bengals -1. Buffalo at Tampa Bay. This is another really good game. And, you know, not in division, not in conference, not in nothing. A game that means a shit pot full to Buffalo for sure. Buffalo is 7-5. They play Tampa Bay, who's 9-3. Buffalo comes off that crazy game against New England on Monday night where the wind and the elements, and New England threw the ball 3 times. Mac Jones was 2 for 3 for 19 yards. And Buffalo couldn't stop them. I mean, it's not like they didn't know what was coming. They couldn't fucking stop them. Tradition. Holiday tradition. They couldn't stop them, Dan. Tampa Bay. I mean, Tampa Bay's 9-3. They're 3.5-point favorites in this game, expecting a lot of points, 53. Do you think Antonio Brown's going to play for Tampa Bay?
I could give a 2 shits about that piece of shit.
If Bruce Arians has complete
he fucking faked a Vax card? Come on.
Yeah, Bruce.
What are you, fucking 19 trying to get in a bar at college? He should be banned from the NFL. The players' union you're out of the union. Seriously. That's the biggest bunch of bullshit I've ever seen in my life. Fuck that guy.
I'm 1,000% in Dan's corners. Sometimes people's feathers don't change.
No. And that's... These are the rules if you want to play by them, and these are the rules if you don't. So, pick which way you want to go. He decided to fake it and go the way... Fuck him. He should be out.
I completely agree with Dan. And Dan and I are both fans of no-nonsense coaches, and Bruce Arians is one of them. If Bruce Arians has the decision to make, and he says, fuck you, Tom Brady, I know you're the franchise, and I know we only go as far as you go, and I know you want Antonio Brown, but fuck him because he's a dick. I mean, if Bruce Arians has complete control of his decision, then Antonio Brown will not play for that team again.
No, he shouldn't.
We're running super long. The thing just went off. We're not even close.
Put on the fireplace. Turn it on. Look,
I'm not going to do
there.
that.
Get
Really?
the fucking controller.
It's my phone, I think. Dan likes this ambiance. How do I do it? I don't know how to do it.
It's your TV, dude.
Oh, you're an asshole. I don't know how to do that. Anyway, we got a couple of games left. I can't do it.
Oh, shit.
Well, I can try, but
I'm on Tampa Bay.
All right, fine. Start talking about the next game. It's my football team. You do the intro.
Chicago and Green Bay.
Wait, this is awesome. Dan's intro.
Woo!
You got a beer? Give me a beer.
This is a four. What do you want? I can't do this, and the stress hit. It almost touched me.
The stress hit almost touched him.
This is a 4:00 game. Aaron Rodgers and the Chicago Bears. And what do? He owned you. So if I'm a Chicago player, I'm ready to kill that motherfucker. Seriously.
I like the analysis. What's the line, Dan?
Minus 13. I'd stick
Shit,
that.
that's a lot.
Stick that in his ass if I was a Chicago Bear player. Is Fields back?
Yes, Fields gonna play. I don't know how to do it.
That's
I'm sorry.
fine, but you still have Nagy as the coach.
What we got? Green Bay minus 13, over under 44. Bears are 4-8. Green Bay, they have the 2 seed currently. Arizona's the 1 seed in the NFC. They're 9-3. They're coming off bye, which is kind of bullshit. But anyway, Chicago comes out their loss against Arizona, where Andy Dalton threw 4 picks. 2 of them were not his fault. I mean, he threw a horrible pick to start. The Bears started off so horribly. They're down 14-0, like right out of the gate. Like 6 minutes left in the game, or in the first quarter. The first pass he threw was fucking horrible. Cole Kmet, the Bear tight end, dropped the ball, it bounced into Budda Baker's hands. He returned it 75 yards. They were right on the doorstep. They shoved it in. Bears were down 14-0 early. I think they lost the game by 13. They probably outplayed them from that point forward, but they just, I mean, the Bear team isn't good enough to unbury themselves from a 14-point lead by the other team. Fields is going to play. The Bears get Allen Robinson back. They're getting a little bit healthier. I think Akeem Hicks is going to play as well. I mean, we'll see. I mean, is it going to matter against the Green Bay football team? I mean, fuck Aaron Rodgers and his injured toe.
Yeah,
fuck him and his toe.
I'm taking the Bears, and the new T-shirt is "My foot in your ass." 12.
Yeah, right. I hear you. I mean, they're rested and ready to go. I love the idea that I'm going to at least watch Justin Fields play for the Chicago Bears this week. I'm on the Bears getting to 13 as well. I think Justin Fields makes a play late. I don't think the Bears come out of Lambeau with a win by any means, but which would be super awesome. Or if they could just injure Aaron Rodgers, I shouldn't say that. That's bad.
Remember
That's bad
my
karma.
T-shirt.
It's a holiday season. I'm not going to say it.
Trademark money, at least 2 cents a T-shirt.
I have no idea why they didn't flex that game out of Sunday Night Football. They have flex capability at this point in time, but
that's a Sunday night game.
Yeah, nobody wants to watch that game.
What the hell game are they going to flex to that? I mean, seriously, you look at all the games.
San Francisco, Cincinnati is a great game. And he's go through this. Baltimore, Cleveland would have been a great game on Sunday Night Football. Even, Vegas and Kansas City, they did that recently, but that's a good. Dallas, Washington would have. I mean, there was a lot of options. The reason why they didn't flex it out is because Chicago is such a huge market. That's the reason why. We're both on the Bears getting a 13. I can't wait to see Justin Fields play again. We're on the Monday Night Football. The Los Angeles Rams in division play Arizona, another monster football game. This game should be on Sunday Night Football, and they should put that shitty Chicago game on Monday night, which I'm glad they don't because I have a job, and I don't like watching my team play on Monday night, which they play the following Monday night against Minnesota, which is annoying. But anyway, the Rams, 8-4. Arizona football team is 10-2. Arizona currently owns the first place position in the NFC. They have the bye. Rams, good football team. They won a game against Jacksonville. I mean, they hadn't won. They'd lost like 2 or 3 games in a row. Jacksonville sucks. I mean, they played all right. It doesn't say a whole lot about the football team blowing out, Jags. Arizona, they won the game in Chicago. We just talked about it, actually. They got out early. Both Kyler Murray's back. DeAndre Hopkins back. They're a good football team. I mean, Murray played well. I mean, Arizona's -3 in this game against the Rams. What do you think?
Arizona. The Rams are a fraud.
I'm not going to call the Rams a fraud by any means.
That's because you picked them to win the Super Bowl. They're a fraud. Stafford is Stafford.
Here's the thing.
Odell caught a touchdown against Jacksonville.
This comes like full circle, and it's a Thursday night football game. The exact same reasoning. I think Arizona, top to bottom, is a better football team than the Los Angeles Rams. I didn't think so when our season predictions are the show before the season, but I think they are now. And you should get 3 points for being at home alone. If you ask me, Home Alone, how about that? That's a good Christmas movie.
Kevin?
Yeah, Kevin. You should get 3 points. Home Alone.
Snakes? What about snakes?
What's that mean?
I don't know snakes. You know snakes?
Stanks.
Snakes.
Like the serpent.
You know when the kid's in there and he's playing the movie?
Yes.
You don't know.
I know what you're talking about right now. You filthy animal.
Yeah, that's
that.
Yeah.
I got
He's upstairs taking a bath.
All right. Arizona's -3 in this game. I think. You get 3 points at home if you ask me, for the betting folk, if you will, and that's what this show's about. I think they're a better team top to bottom. I like Arizona -3 as well in this game. Dan and I are completely in agreement. On by the Indianapolis Colts, the Miami Dolphins. By the way, that is the in-laws family. Talk about a roller coaster ride. They lost 5 in a. They've won like wild amounts of games. They've lost like wild amounts of games, and they won like wild amounts of games. Like, there's no in-between for that team.
Tom's drinking 7 beers on Sunday.
Dude, he'll be back here like on Tuesday or some shit. I don't know. He comes fucking early. Anyway, the Pats and the Eagles are also on bye. It's elephant time, Dan. Best bet on the board.
Best bet? I'm taking the Browns.
Really?
Yep.
You're that confident?
Yep.
Or it's just because you think you like the Browns?
No, I'm taking the Browns. I'm that confident.
I'm looking. I know this is tough. What game did I like earlier? I forget. I'm going to take the Washington football. No, I'm not. I'm taking Thursday night. I love Thursday night football. Play it. I get every Thursday night football game wrong. Frickin' play it.
Oh, my God.
They're going to beat the Steelers by 10 points or more. Minnesota -3. Put it in the books. That's your winner. That's your winner for the week. All right, let's talk about college football. The playoffs happened, it was crazy. Conference championship week last week, right? A wild feud with my brother-in-law Teddy. But anyway, the Final Four has been set. You guys both know that Dan and I are both like huge Notre Dame homers. And the early game, Baylor and Oklahoma State went Notre Dame's way.
Yeah.
Wild finish at the end.
No, we were
like the guy was like running towards the pylon and missed the pylon by like a pubic hair.
Unbelievable. That was unbelievable. And we were texting going, okay, here we go. It's going Notre Dame's
All
way.
we need is Teddy's team, Georgia.
Yeah. Georgia to beat Alabama, and you freaking candy asses got your ass waxed.
Fraud alert.
Jeez.
6.5.
You look just like Ohio State.
6.5, 7-point favorites. They pissed down their pants. Like, it was ridiculous.
Pissed.
They were fine. They went up 10-0 and got their doors blown off after that. It was ridiculous. Kirby Smart's at halftime. Did you see the halftime thing?
No.
Like, we got to make.
I was so annoyed.
He's like, we got this. We got to make some adjustments.
Yeah.
The adjustments did not go well. Alabama came out and continued to kick the shit out of them.
This big defense, blah, blah, blah. Fucking Georgia's average. Just like every Big Ten team, they're average.
Teddy and I had an ongoing feud, and I really stoked the flames on the fire when I said fraud alert. Like, your team hasn't played anybody. Who's the best win? Blah, blah, blah. This, that, type of thing. The SEC.
What do you mean? Notre Dame hasn't played anybody? That's what Teddy's.
No. I asked Teddy who the best win that Georgia had, and I'm like, is it friggin' Kentucky? Are we talking about that? Because maybe, and then maybe Auburn or whatever. But Auburn's barely bowl eligible. They finished in last place on their side of the division, or tied for last place. In any event, the bell is on. Teddy, I have it going on. He's fired up. I'm fired up. I can't wait to see you.
But wait,
and be down.
He's railing about Notre Dame.
And
SEC,
it all started when he took some
SEC
shots.
school hired Notre Dame's coach away from Notre Dame.
It did.
Huh.
How about Brian Kelly's
really
immediate accent? How about that?
Yeah. That was funny.
That's horrible.
Yeah. Family.
It was time for change in South Bend, I think. I'm happy that Marcus Freeman got the gig. The players absolutely love him. I watched the video when they introduced him and his players were all around him. I must have watched it a dozen times. I was wild about it. But here's the thing. about the college football playoff, right? We got 1 and 4, which is Bama and Cincinnati, and then we got 2 and 3, which is Georgia and Michigan.
But wait. Okay, so who's number 1?
Bama.
Alabama, Michigan.
I think it is Michigan, and I think Georgia's 3.
Georgia.
It doesn't matter either way, but and then 4 is Cincinnati. But here's my problem. Like I looked at that the other day, and I'm like, oh shit. You know when those playoff games are? December 31st at
New Year's Eve,
4 p.m. and 7 p.m. I'm like, oh damn, this is not gonna work.
They did that again.
I don't remember it happening. I'm like, I'm supposed to be watching Ryan Seacrest and playing like euchre with my wife and the kids, and like shit, I'm gonna be wanting to watch the football games, and I don't know how this is gonna play out. My wife's right across the border. I'm not willing to make eye contact with her right now. I'm gonna look at you. Like that's fucking bullshit.
No,
why the hell are these games? I mean,
yeah, we have
this
plans.
is supposed to be family
we
time.
have reservations.
Reservations? I don't go. I hate New Year's. Well, New Year's Eve is for amateurs.
I hope I'm reservations are at 2.
Dan and I are both professional drinkers. We don't get paid for it, but we're very fucking good at it. I know that much. With that being said, I never want to go out for New Year's Eve. It's like pajama
we
party,
usually
if
go
you
out
will.
early and hang out at somebody's house, but I don't like hanging.
Safety
I like
first, safety
watching
dance.
games. When there's a good game on, I like watching it. I don't like people being over and talking and distracting.
What's the deal with that?
I like watching the game, and I don't know how many times I see a play, and I'm like, I'm gonna go jot that down because it works on my Pee-wee team.
And some people aren't even off on like New Year's Eve. I mean, even like regular jobs. Like,
New Year's Eve's Friday.
It is. It's a work day, if you will. I mean, I think you have to give them off.
It should be a work day. It's a Friday.
But generally, you get a day off for New Year's Day, and at least one for Christmas as well. I don't know what our law firm schedule is, but there's some people that are not even gonna be home in time to watch the first game, which is Alabama and Cincinnati. I mean, if they work, let's say they work
is that?
3:30, I think, and I think the
I'll
other
be
game
home.
starts at 7, which of course you'll be home. But
I might be over here.
Good, we're in. Katie, Kay's right behind the camera right now. We allowed to hang out here in the garage. We can play euchre out here, right?
No, but I have to go to dinner.
Oh, dude, that's a mistake.
Fuck.
Wait, you have reservations already?
Yeah, at Bender's.
Oh, shit, Kayla's Bender's. Seafood? What are you going to order from Bender's? Do you know what you're going to order, Ray?
Whatever to get me the hell out of there the fastest.
A
burger.
Dan's like appetizers. Nobody fucking orders anything besides appetizers.
I gotta
Fuck
go.
you.
I'm
No,
done.
well, I got to gain.
I have to poop.
Dude, that place is fucking horrible, too, in regards to TVs. You got no TV. Wait, dude, you're screwed. You got to change that shit to like a bar and grill. Yeah, I have a huge issue with these games being on New Year's Eve because I traditionally have obligations. I mean, Dan's an empty nester, if you will. We still have young kids, and my wife is like a young kid at heart, and she's like, we're playing euchre, we're playing with the kids, it's a family thing, you know, blah, blah, blah. I mean, I get it. I mean, I like it to an extent, but damn, those football games are real. So we'll see how it shakes out. It's been wildly long. I think this might be the longest episode we've ever had.
Yeah, but can we rail on Teddy some more?
Yeah, what do you want to say?
Atlanta didn't make the MLS final.
Oh, shit. When they get knocked out? Early or semifinal?
They must have got her knocked out early because I didn't even see.
There was no need for that. Teddy, I'm looking into belts. I'm going to ring the bell. I can't wait to see you. I can't wait to bruise your ribs. I'm looking forward to it. The holidays are here. All right, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Dan, you got anything else?
Nope.
Shut it off, babe.